Now that we've all come together over here, we are going to
Wait, can you
discuss.
move a little ahead?
Excuse
Don't
me.
tell me this is just for time pass.
No, we're going to discuss something very important. Why am I the best child in this family?
Okay, leave meeting.
No, I mean, like,
No,
did they just leave the meeting? You have got to be screwing with
he
me.
always takes the joke too far.
Arey,
He
that went.
always takes the joke too far.
That's okay, you have an eyebrow on your cheek.
I have an eyebrow on my cheek. What the fuck?
Eyelash.
Can you listen?
There's no way they would have noticed.
Excuse me.
Then.
Y'all remember having family meetings as we were growing up and how central it was to our family all the time? So, what are your memories of the family meeting?
I just remember all of us just taking turns to bash Akash. And just
It
saying
sounds like
how
we're
much-
physically bashing him.
No, but
This is our moment. Fight Club rules.
It would be very Oprah Winfrey type, and we would just take turns saying what our problems were with Akash. It was never about ourselves or anything as a family. It would just be, I have this problem with Akash, I have this problem with Akash. Everything is a problem with Akash.
It shows the root problem in your lives.
Akash.
Literally.
You have other issues even.
My main thing is because we are three kids who are of very different age groups, right? You both are very similar age group. Mine is very different. Makes sense that you both are together in that one this thing frame, and I'm separate because that's literally how it was. So, what would you define as family? What is family to you?
Who don't keep friends first or friends second.
Okay, we're not trying to passive aggressively say something about our family. We're talking about ourselves. What is family to you? What does it mean to you?
For me, family is siblings, is the relationship you have with your parents. It's that. And
See, this is why I didn't want her in my video because she'll be talking about it.
I would just say anything, bitch. Say.
Now you say.
Akash will respond to this
Let's say,
question.
That's over.
No. Family is this. Family is that even though you fucking hate each other's guts, but you still stick around and you know that the other person has your back no matter what. And family can be extremely dysfunctional, but also supportive. I'm giving a very English India type answer.
Oh, you get the award now.
Akash will give a fine answer.
Yeah, I like our family.
Akash, there was another question. The question was, what is family?
Family. I don't know how to say family. I know. It's not like I don't know how to say family.
What is it? The pronunciation is right on. No, but what is when you think family, what's the first thing that comes to your head? I'm like his mother. Come on, Beta, come on. Show them.
They stand by you whenever you are down.
I can just do this and they stand by you whenever.
You know what? The answering of this question itself just proves what I want to say next. Okay, is
family is.
She's saying something.
it just proves my point. This is the hierarchy in the siblings. Okay, me, the oldest, directing every shit over here that happens. The second, the middle child, kind of having a say, but nobody actually listening. The third always feels like rite of passage. Like what he says is what goes. What he says, everyone should listen at that time. You know, it's the most important. His message is the most important. He thinks that. I will tell first for the youngest, then I'll go for the middle child. Okay? And you just need to tell me if you think it is.
Is she going to read a horoscope?
No.
The characteristic personality traits of the youngest sibling. Okay? So for the youngest, the last bonds, they are social, charming, outgoing, uncomplicated, manipulative, seeks attention, self-centered, and fun. So is that something that you think that younger sibling is? Are we in consensus of this?
No.
Akash is very profound.
I might be manipulative, but social, very.
I don't think Akash is manipulative because he sucks at that shit. But I think he's the very see, I'm comparing his answer. Tell you what it is.
Can you repeat the options? I never knew we had a fourth child.
No, that's for the only child. If you are an only child, what will happen? Okay, so tell me, in this last born list, are you these or any of these?
Social, charming, outgoing.
Where am I?
Uncomplicated.
Last borns. It's the third one.
Akash is seeking attention all the time.
Can you remove the downloads from the footer? What the sibling means?
No, but they're seeking. Akash seeking attention and he's fun.
The next question.
Guys, let's not make this dramatic. Okay, Nisha, which one you don't agree with? Which one you agree with? Why?
I'm charming. I'm uncomplicated. I'm a bit of manipulative. Then I don't seek attention.
Oh!
Okay, I'm 100% sure I'm not self-centered.
No, you're not.
You're not self-centered. No, you're not.
And I'm fun.
I'm fun. I'm fun.
Self-declared, huh? Self-declared. Okay, what about you, Ansika? You're the middle born. So are you these? Are you adaptable, independent, go-between, people pleaser? Like this is you and me. Literally, when it's in between getting into people's issues, getting into people's or someone not only getting into people, like if suppose Akash and me are having a fight, then you be the go between. Like he will come to you.
Yeah, she's the unwanted child and she came between us.
It goes 1, 2, 3. It doesn't go 1, 3 and then 2.
Someone had to be the middle child. If it was not her, it would have been you. I mean, it's just how it is.
I think I related everything except for adaptable. I think I'm not adaptable.
You're not read the entire thing. She's not read the first 3.
Sorry.
She can read also, by the way. So people pleaser, can be rebellious, feels left out, peacemaker, and social. You are definitely all of this.
All of it except for adaptable.
I guess you are adaptable also. I mean, so that means...
Yeah, I feel adaptable because you can go to different jobs and make friends very fast. And learn.
But that is what comes to social, right? That's what makes her...
that's more social. Adaptable is like...
but you adapt to their work environment very fast. And work, how they make you work and how they...
How they make you work.
Like different types of, projects she has to adapt to each project.
I guess in that way, but for me, I feel adaptable is like, if somebody's like living with me and Akash can tell you, Anisha can tell you, I am more the person who is telling them to adapt to my lifestyle than to adhering to
more than adaptable. I would make it. I'll remove the middle A and put it O.
Adoptable. That's actually so true because I remember when you first were born and come into our family, people were like, "Oh, I would like to adapt you and take you away," and I was like, "Screw you, take and go."
Read yours.
Mine is perfectionist, achiever, leader, bossy, responsible, motivated, conscientious, controlling, cautious, reliable. So, all good.
How does yours have the most of the listings?
Yeah, she has all the personality.
No, that's why they had to reduce the size of the font as well. See, this is what happens.
I feel a firstborn must have made this picture.
Yeah. We are very great. I don't like the others.
During this lockdown is when you both became friends. But before that, y'all were like snake and...
Why
friendly? Like friendly.
Acquaintance is like we just live together for 8 months.
Friendly, right? So before y'all were like snake and mongoose, constantly fighting with each other, and I think that goes to the reason because you're just like 1 year difference between each other. Whereas between y'all and me, there's 6 and 7 years difference. So that's a huge amount of, like, almost a generation gap between y'all and me. So do you all find difficult to relate to my awesomeness?
Next question.
No reaction from y'all. How mean. How mean. Okay. So Antika, do you think the middle child syndrome exists?
No, 100%, 100%. But I think as age catches up to you, you realize that it's the way you felt, and it's not, you can't act like as if it isn't, because the surrounding factors, that it does happen. Yeah, unintentionally does happen. And I think growing up is basically realizing your parents are human. And when you realize that, and it just so naturally does happen. I mean, Akash and I just have 1 year's difference between us. Obviously, there was going to be some kind of attention, it's not going to be equal. They're not like literally counting the attention that they're giving both of us. So it's obviously a little unequal, but I don't think it's their fault. I don't think it was them doing it intentionally, like, nahi, hum to middle child ko nahi pyar karenge. The attention seeking bit has stuck with me, but I still have that thing of like seeking attention and validation, which is stuck as a middle child. But I think, yeah, but it's whatever. The worst part is when my parents, my own parents, have not accepted the fact that this has existed and this was true.
I don't think any parent would want to accept that they did not give enough attention to a particular child. But it's very difficult to equally divide among three. I mean, three is a very odd number.
So tell us now, finally, that you have us over here on the video. Who's your favorite child?
Anisha. All three. It's like saying which is your favorite eye, right?
But you don't have 3 eyes. You have 2 eyes.
I have. This is the third eye here.
See, and that third eye, which is the most important, you can see all of the universe, is Anisha.
Yeah.
You can cut it
He
off.
said, yeah. He said, yeah.
That's great. That's great.
So, what do you think they could have done differently for you?
No, I genuinely don't know. And I remember for the longest time, I constantly had this thing where I wished to have 3 children, and I would, like, not give attention to my first and my last child, and I would only give attention to my middle child. And I wanted to have kids only to do that, which is obviously not the fucking solution. But that was my biggest solution in my head, that now I will only love middle child. But I don't think there's a bigger solution. I think it's just being aware that this middle child syndrome exists. Just prep them up and say that your emotions are valid. Your emotions are, this is what people go through, and it's okay to feel like that. And then also make them go through it early. I think everyone should go to therapy, and I think the earlier you start it, the better. And having your children, whether that's first, second, or third, go to therapy with a small child. It's just like taking our emotions and going through them. So I think that
someone to actually listen to you, even as a kid.
Yeah, but I don't think at that time, when we were born, which seems so old, but yeah, when we were born, that was not a conversation that people were having. People are not saying.
They consider it as a stigma, like, oh, why would my child
need was not even something that we heard about until we, became like adults.
Okay, one question I always had, what does it feel like to have only 1 year of difference between both of you?
For the longest time, it didn't matter. But then I think
I don't look at age.
We're not dating, Akash.
Age for anything. Age for anything.
I don't look at age.
Yeah, it's not about age.
No, but there must be some difference, right? That even that 1 year of difference, because you're all in the same school.
Said to me that, Anshika, you have to study fast and study good, because you can't. See, this is such an attention-seeking boy. He's just putting powder on the screen. Ridiculous man. No, he just said that, Anshika, you have to study and you can't fail, because if you fail, then we'll be in the same class as Akash.
You had an alligator at your butt. Like, oh my god, study. Otherwise, this guy's going to be in my same class.
Legend did motivate me. But otherwise, we never were competitive in like, oh, you are doing this, I'm not doing. Somehow we were not competitive. I think that's also because he was just so naughty as a kid. Yeah, he never gave a shit about studying, and neither did I give a shit about studying. But like, we never I think the age and how we both vibe and we understand the same references and stuff has only started coming from 2020, which is so weird. But like, when we started living together in that one place, that's when we related to each other a lot, at least for me. But yeah.
No, but that makes sense. What about you, Akash? What do you think
About what?
about this year? About this year of a difference. I
About
mean, I
this
know you
year?
say
Oh,
that
about 1 year difference.
that 1 year difference. Key, I mean, I know you say it doesn't make a difference to you, but I mean, in your life, you've always had us in your life, right? Whereas for her, it has always been me and then you. And for me, it's never always been y'all. Y'all just happen to come later on. But for you, we've always been there in your life. There has never been a time when we weren't there. So how is it for you?
I don't know. It's just normal. I don't feel anything special by having 1 year difference or 7 year difference or 8 year difference.
You don't feel even difference between you and me?
No, nothing.
Because he's a tall bitch, that's why.
That's true. He looks down at us like that.
He's like, you're all tiny too.
What about that? Like you becoming from the shortest and baby kid to becoming like the tallest kid in the family.
I blame Complan and Boost.
Also your genes.
Yeah, also that. But
I think
throughout
you
my
got
life,
my share of genes. What was supposed to make me taller also, he was like, oh wait, let's just skip a few.
They're still waiting the DNA evidence and shit that claims you to be a part of this family.
That's bullshit. Have you not seen our faces? We look like identical twins. Triplets. Just born at different years. So Akash, what about you? Like you being the youngest in the family, do you think it was easier for you
yeah,
compared
to
to
get
us?
picked on.
Picked on by who?
Y'all, obviously.
But come
I
on.
was the easiest to be blamed on. So anything if I did, oh, Akash did it. Even if I didn't do
Yeah.
it.
Because your
I
actions always
had to
prove.
think, did I actually do it? Have I forgotten that I've done it?
But that just shows that how much of Shaitani he did that he didn't keep his things in finance.
So what do you think are the like if you had to make like a pros and cons list of being the youngest in the family, what would your cons be and pros be?
There's no con actually. You get away with a lot of things even. And because you are ignored.
Oh, the biggest
How are you
bullshit
ignored?
ever. Biggest bullshit ever.
How are you ignored?
Okay, not ignored. I've given special attention to.
So that's the opposite of that.
So I feel that's a con.
Is that a con?
Lot of attention.
Yeah, because
I guess
Ansika got away with everything. Because even for
I
exams and all that,
agree.
she was just
I
assume
effing
Amma and Daddy
agree.
would just
Guys,
assume this.
you all just have a problem because Amma and Daddy know about everything in my life, and that is it.
And
I'm
nothing
just doing
happened
all
to
these
you.
things.
After they knowing everything, nothing happened to you.
But
Whereas
how old
we
was I? I was 21 when I finally told everything. So obviously at 21 they're like, okay, fine, now what? Abhi kya hi kare?
oh Hansika, I'm not even gonna go into my life. Just let's just
They just
continue
thought
from here.
Ansika's a screwed up person. This game.
How does it feel, Ansha, being the eldest?
Being the eldest,
Now.
for the longest time, I hated it. I hated it to the core of my heart because y'all literally took away my parents and the love that I was getting from everybody as I was a single child.
So you optioned it?
No, in a way, it felt like that because also another, it is not your fault at all. Obviously, being born, Thorina is your fault. But but Amma and Daddy, they didn't trust me so much with taking care of y'all. So they used to kind of push me away and not let me, carry y'all or be with y'all when y'all were babies. And that made me feel even more rejected and, pushed aside. And that felt not that great. And I kept thinking that it's because of you that this is happening because it never happened before. So, in the child's logic, it just made sense to blame you both. And then as I started growing up and you all started looking at me like I'm some role model or queen or something, stop it. Stop it.
Such a bitch.
No, when y'all started like treating me like amazingly or whatever, the power went into my head to the point that I started manipulating y'all against each other and against everything. Literally, I will never forget how I used to choose between y'all who I want to play with. Like my mood was like, I think I want to play a few Barbie games. Yeah, I will take Ansika. And then Akash will be outside the door. Anja, Anja, open the door. And then sometimes it'll be opposite when I wanted to play with the guns and the cars and stuff, and I'll bring Akash and Ansika will be outside. Okay, Anja, please open. And I felt so much power in doing that. And I think we all became closer only in like probably 2016, 17 only. Till then, I mean, I at least didn't get so close with all of you for multiple reasons. We shall not get into that. But we had a lot of problems between us. And then now we can say we are almost best friends. We are really close now and we speak a lot about things to each other. And that's a really nice thing.
Yeah, a lot of friends don't get that how close we are and that how we constantly keep in touch with each other and like cry and just do everything together, which is very sweet.
Yeah,
I think I would never be able to imagine my life without by being a single child. I could not even
I
imagine.
could have imagined that. 6 years I had to imagine that.
Yeah, I can't. I just can't.
Then I
mean,
could have.
no, you
You
couldn't.
couldn't.
How? Would you have
No,
to
if
kill both of us?
I can imagine like how it would have been if I was the only
Yeah.
child.
Oh, now he can because we are both not there in Hosur. Now he can. He can imagine how it is. When you say you're gonna go take a shower and your sibling says, "No, I'm gonna shower first," who does this remind you of?
Not me.
Oh!
It's so
It is
funny,
literally you.
No,
It's
it's
always
just that
you.
when I'm planning to get up, she's not reading my mind. So when I'm going to shower, she now want to go to shower.
Actually, it's happened between the both of us like a lot of times, especially when we were in the pandemic. Yeah, like anything could be
All
a
the time.
problem.
All the time. I've heard this so, and even during childhood, also, I remember this always happening. It was the most irritating thing about him. Immediately, he'll
I
want
think
to
you
go.
fractured your hand because of this now once.
I don't remember the reason, but I remember
You were
getting
standing behind the
Tell
you were
that
standing
story.
next to the bathroom, so that could be the reason, one of the reasons.
maybe, but I remember having the fight, and then they coming to punch you, but I didn't hold my punch properly, so I held it like that, and then bam, I hit on the wall, and he's like, I fractured my finger like that. And I remember for the longest time, I went to school also, and everyone used to ask me, "How did that happen?" I was like, "Yeah, I was trying to open a jar, no." Then it went.
No, but worst part is if anyone felt really sorry for you and we all knew the real reason that you tried to punch Akash's face. That would have landed on Akash's face.
It's good I have reflexes.
He just ducked.
Growing up with siblings, when someone says you look alike and you look at each other like, what?
Anisha and I get this a lot. And
Akash also used to get it when he was like without facial hair. He used to also get the same thing. And it was crazy. And I remember, Akash, your voice
I don't know how
also.
people say I look like Amma.
You do.
From
No,
the
no,
channel.
but you remember when you used to pick up the call and people used to talk to you and then they immediately would be like, "Oh, hi, Ansika."
No.
Yes.
Whenever I used to pick up a
Yes.
call, they'll say, "Hi, Amma," or something, or "Hi."
No,
hi,
your
hi."
voice was so high pitched before.
Yeah,
so
at
high
that
pitched.
time,
Yeah.
I was.
Look at the cow! Look at the cow!
Show me the video.
Is that video where we're cutting cake for them?
I still had a guy's voice.
No, you
No, you did. I guess it's a guy's voice, but it was high pitched and it was very
High-pitched.
difficult for people to understand. It was different between you and us. When you're finally getting along and making jokes, but your mom takes it seriously and starts lecturing. Dude, it happened recently also, na, with Amma.
Still happens.
Yeah, that's what it still happens. It's so crazy. You just like have a joke, you're like, "Oh my god, Ma, he's like this," and she's like, yeah, say this all to me.
Oh.
I take care of you so much and I give so much stuff to you and you do this to me. And she just walk away and I was like,
No,
was a
but
joke.
worse was when we used to laugh and we used to have enjoying our time and Amma would say, laugh now and then cry later. And that still stuck to me. It hurts
Yeah.
me. Like every time I laugh, I'm like, oh my god, something very sorrowful is gonna happen soon enough.
no, but then as I grew up, no, with that same thought, then I started changing that thought in my head. I was like, okay, if something bad is going to happen anyway later on, might as well enjoy even more now because it's going to happen shit anyway. So enjoy the shit out of this right now. So if you're laughing, laugh like crazy because if you're going to cry later, at least it should be worth it, you know?
That's
So-
actually that's a nice way to look at it.
When you slap your little brother and he starts to cry.
This boy knows one.
I don't cry. I just.
Sure you don't.
I'm wondering what should I do.
I've had the opportunity and God's blessings to slap this boy once in my life. I was just playing around and just like, I just, like this. I was literally playing around, not even like no malice, nothing in my heart. And I was just, Amma sitting in front of us. I keep doing it. He's like, oh, can do. And I kept going back to one time we did. I went really hard, really fast, and it landed on his cheek. And I couldn't stop laughing. I just couldn't stop laughing.
Amma was on a call and she like this. Akash, go to the room. Akash, go to the room.
She thought that, oh my god, World War III is happening. Shit.
And Akash was not a reaction. She was like, what is this happening? I don't even know. That was the best, most rewarding day of my life.
I can
This
imagine.
was to my upbringing was correct, not to raise the hand or a woman.
Oh. It was more because you were shocked as hell. You were just like, did that just happen? Getting called by the wrong name and they still expect you to answer. This happens till today. It's not even like a shock.
But today morning it happened. Daddy's calling me. I'm in front of him, Anisha. And now it's come to a point I'm like, Ansika. I'm not even like saying it aggressive. Ansika. Ansika. It's Ansika.
Everyone calls my name because my name is really famous.
You're the most boring as common as
the most normal name ever. Akash. Like, who isn't Akash?
Anja, please stop. Anisha, please stop. What credibility you have got.
Akash is more common than Anisha. Anisha is common, but Akash is like a next level common. And
You
Ansika,
can compete with Ansika, but
What's screaming like this?
we can't hear it as screaming. Only you can. Okay.
can you?
Me to my youngest sibling when we have guests. Go downstairs, get me rice, 2 chickens, salad, and a drink. If anyone asks, say it's for you. Ansika does it for us. All
More than
the
2, it was 4 or something.
Always Ansika. Even when we go to an airport, I am not able to talk. So I would just like, Ansika, just ask. No, I want like water. Just ask. Just ask. Just ask. And then she'll be like, oh, Anisha, you do it. No, why can't you just do it? And I'm like, I don't want to. You do it.
No. But I think the best is Amma told us that once we had gone to this place, and Amma told us if you ever want to take something, offer everyone in the room. So
I didn't take it.
we went to the chicken nuggets place that who gave chicken nuggets to kids, and we were like, oh my god, chicken nuggets! And then we were giving chicken nuggets. So the 3 of us were sitting in a line, and every time the other person wanted to be got up, and we would offer the other 2. It just went like that.
I don't remember this.
I remember it so well because it was like just chicken nuggets.
Who offers chicken nuggets? And then the worst is when the guests, when not the guests, when you go to the other person's house and they give you the food on the table, and then Amma gives that face.
FHB, dude.
Like, don't you dare. And I'm just like, but they have given us. And then as we're leaving, I always remember like, tick, 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 tick. God.
I remember you used to keep it in your pocket even.
Yeah. Younger siblings talking back at parents, but never got slapped with the swiftness that you did. No. That's you only, not Akash and me. We both have gotten enough from our lifetime for our parents. You are the only one. When they're saying younger siblings, they mean you. You.
What? Are you talking about me?
Yes,
Yeah.
you, Ansika. You.
Okay, listen, I'm talking
Akash and me. Akash and me
not
had
talking
gotten
about
a more.
She's the only one who now got slapped in this house.
We're not talking.
For the culture, let's do it now.
We're not talking about recent past. We're talking about childhood, right? So childhood means I never spoke back to mom and daddy. I used to be like the
Yeah, but you've never done anything naughty when you were a kid?
As a kid, I would never talk back to them.
She was, oh my god, she was
I
naughty.
never talked back to mom and daddy. When I was a kid, I was rather now I'm having my rebellious phase in my 20s, but now.
But then you were
More
never
like a
naughty
baby.
as a kid? What nonsense.
Not as much as you would. As I went under the radar, I was barely naughty as a kid.
She was naughty, but she was slightly
I mean,
naughty.
in comparison to this boy, I couldn't match up. I couldn't match that level.
When your siblings getting in trouble for once and it's not you, I bet it sucks to be right now. This is always has been Ansika and me for Akash more than anyone else.
Honestly, I used to be really bad. When everyone would gang up against one person, especially Amma Daddy's gang up either against you or Akash, I would feel very bad. I would feel like,
But no one said anything at that point of time.
yeah.
It's good to say it now. But when you're doing it,
Yeah, true,
you're looking at them eating popcorn. What's going to happen next?
Adya, I feel so bad for Akash. I'm sorry. You're fine. Please don't tell Ma.
Huh?
This has happened with Akash and I. Once what happened, we were fighting, and he kicks me on my crotch. And the thing is,
When the fuck is
He's laughing. And he kicked on the crotch. And the thing is, I've seen on TV that whenever a man gets kicked on the crotch, he gets all like, oh, how. And I never realized that for women.
Oh,
it
wait,
like
I've
that.
understood this means now. You say when you hit someone,
Yeah.
they think, oh, you're fine.
Yeah, you're wrong. So Akash kicked me on the crotch, and I saw TV, so I thought even I should hurt. So like, oh, but we not. And Akash like, I'm sorry, let's go. I'm sorry. I'll do whatever you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just like went so funny.
Oh my
What is
god.
happening here?
You really don't know what is going on?
Yeah,
Oh.
100 times his boy has done this. 100 times. He does it now with the Wi-Fi. He does it now with the Wi-Fi.
He does it now with the Wi-Fi. Also in your room when you
Just
have
saying
to
you
go and
can't hold
change
the
things.
Wi-Fi and say,
No, you do the high-tech version of this. You do the high-tech version of this.
Yeah, no,
Where you
it's
go like,
not-
I'm going to
it's
change
not
the
high-tech,
Wi-Fi
it's
now.
not- It's not blocking or anything. He just like fucking switches off or like changes the password for us not get it.
As I hated when you used to do this. It was like such an aggressive move.
Why
Especially
all
when
the
you
queens
watch.
coming to target me now?
It's all about
See,
you.
this is keeping to the name of
Answer
family
making the
meeting.
propaganda slides. Sharing to the world.
Eat it, Akash. Eat it.
When your sibling says they're going to tell on you, I'll kill you.
For the longest time, Akash would say snitches get stitches, snitches get stitches, but until he became the snitch itself.
Oh, y'all used to be snitching on me all the time, but I have never told your secrets. Ever told your secrets. But I did use it to my advantage all the time. I'd be like, I know your shit. And then every time y'all try to blackmail me, I'd be like, yeah, go tell. Then you'd be like, shit, leave it. But then y'all turn.
Said, go tell.
Yeah, it's
Like,
all
what
about
the
that.
fuck
It's
does
all
she
about
do?
that. Like, I don't give a shit. Do it. Even though in my heart, I'd be like, oh, please, God, this don't tell. When your sibling steals food off your plate, if Satan were to take physical form.
This never happened to me.
Yuddham. It's gonna be
What I
fighting.
was saying is what he's saying, no? That if Satan were to take physical form, he'd be you. That's something I feel like I've heard between both of you when y'all fight. This kind of shit y'all say to each other. I hope you go to hell, and I hope the devil comes for you, and then you go and you get boiled and
More
burnt.
like Ansika.
Yeah. I was the more the person who would bite and hit and all that. But I was more the person who, and this is still with me, where I just like say shit that is gonna hurt you more than any fucking physical shit ever. You are the semblance of fucking devil.
Watching them get rude or raise their voice at your parents, and you know they're about to get it. Has this happened when you used to see me have a fight with daddy or Amma?
We didn't want it to escalate, so Akash and I would always get into it and be like, stop.
Yeah, we used to get really, really emotional, right? In our fights. When you're getting roasted, but you haven't got any comeback, so all you can do is mock their laugh like.
Hey, Baka.
Not Ansika. It is definitely Akash. Akash is for and me. For sure. When I don't have anything to say, I'm just like, whatever, fuck you. I'm so glad that y'all have come and spoken to me and be having this conversation. And I'm so glad how our relationship has come to the point where we can have an actual conversation without having to be passive aggressive to each other or annoyed at each other. I mean, even though I still get annoyed at y'all. But we should get into more videos like this, and it'll be super interesting to get to know even more about y'all, about your life, and how much more do you want to talk about. And then we can get into those other stories that we've gone through in life, especially, you remember? So all those stories we can get into and everyone's perspective of that story. So we can do all that and in the next few videos. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie.
Bye-bye. Subscribe.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and support us as much as you can. Support me so that we can move on and do better in the videos to come. Thank you so much. Every like, share, and subscribe that you do gives me motivation to keep making videos. Unfortunately, I do get my validation like that. But yeah, please do support. And I really enjoy seeing that new subscription, the numbers increasing, the likes increasing, comments dropping. It just means so much to me, really. See you in the next video.